Let's go, let's go. What is up, everybody? The Bulls are in control. Well, they were. Let's go. How we doing? Good morning, good morning. Inflation data surprised a little bit. It was pretty cool to see the inflation data come in the way that it did. Let me adjust my filter really quick here. Give me 1 sec. All right, sorry if that was a bit loud. Hopefully I sound better now. Should be a lot better. What's up, Hack? HAC, Greta's coming in. Smash the sub or Greta's gonna get you, Brain says. That's right, AK needs an NVIDIA bookmap. Uh-oh. Not in the first 5 seconds. SPY falling down at open pretty hard, actually. Gave back all of its gains. Kind of funny. Got inflation data. Sending people crazy here. Made 206 this morning, 4-day in the Discord. God bless you, stocked up. Let's go, Craig. Greta's back from Gaza. There we go. Is she really? We got our girl back. Yes. Ah, my bad, AK. I didn't even see your message in there. Tesla up to 33650. Pretty good breakout this morning. I was watching NVIDIA a lot. Oh man, they pulled back. They're pulling back towards the closing price yesterday. NVTS at open 12%, $9 per share. Navitas continues its amazing run. NVTS, love it. Love Navitas. IMOL, awesome. CRWV, of course, we're always watching NVTS in the short term. One of our favorites. QUBT, 12% today too, but mainly all in pre-market. NVTS just had a massive opening candle. They sent her home on a plane. Oh. That's funny. FSLR 4.9%. Okay. She should go do those protests in Russia and see what happens. Do you think NVTS will hold 9? Let's see. NVTS. Sitting right on 9. We'll have to see here at open. There's a lot of volatility that can come in at open. We're talking 1-minute candles here that can go back and forth quite a bit. I would not be surprised if it ended up shaking around. I hope it keeps going. This is definitely an awesome run. I think you need to be willing to withstand a little bit of shake. 9 would probably be a good place to cut if it were to change direction. You're being really fast, but of course everybody has a different outlook on it. Depends on, you know, how long you plan on truly holding. It's trying. Open is kind of climbing up there. OPEN is popping off quite well the first few minutes today. Navitas, ooh, right back under 9, just a little bit by a couple cents. That's what I'm talking about by the shake here. CRWV just fell from 166. CRWV. Big pullback coming in here. Not the best to see. Go to Nvidia. Down to break even as we spoke. Down into the red, actually, a little bit. Testing the low of pre-market. Pretty much right at that 0% mark. Low of pre-market coming in. We see a lot of stocks bounce at the lows of pre-market, just like what we're seeing with Nvidia. It's looking pretty volatile on the bounce, too. The amount of speed needed on some of these touches is crazy sometimes. Go see ACHR. Nice pop today. Holding support. CCJ, Cameco came back. They dipped pretty hard yesterday. They're coming back today. People pretending that LA is still in Mexico. What? Those protests are making me mad. Yeah. Yeah, those ones are. Greta, I don't mind Greta too bad, but yeah, those ones are pretty rough. SMR. Popping off here. SMR has a lot of good action here at open. 5.3% just broke the high of pre-market. Okay. Oklo. Gonna look at them too. Nice. Oklo and SMR. There we go. Oklo, 6.66%. A lot of good action out of these nuclear stocks today. QUBT's at 20% now. Little bit of shake on some of these, but they're coming back pretty well. Oklo's a runner, Brain says. They love the move. SMR up 5.88%, 5.9%. Let's go see ACHR. Maybe Starbucks. Let's see. Starbucks up 2.6%. Kind of funny. Why are they up at the top of my watch list today? What the hell's wrong? They're coming back well, though. Nice daily candles. Wow. Pretty good recovery by them. I know they've been down in the dumps. They actually filled the gap on the daily chart quite perfectly. And bounced right at support. It was pretty perfect. That's quite good for you, Starbucks. Let's see how you fare over the longer term here. I know a lot of people are trying to buy up these dips, but you know, Starbucks is Starbucks. A little shaky since 2020. Hasn't really been able to break out. Now, it's been good if you've been buying the dips on it. Don't get me wrong there, but you know, a lot of shake, no true breakouts. WBD Warner. Very good action. They had that crazy candle a couple days ago, and they are coming back very well today. If you're interested, Warner Bros. Has a very consistent move going on so far this morning. They're up quite a bit, but crazy on their moves. Rigetti's climbing up the watch list. Maybe it's just because other things pulled back. Oklo pulled back a little bit. We can see the 1 minute though. Still pretty good, pointing up as of now. Intel selling off, Xavier said. Intel had a few really good days in a row. Pretty good days anyways, so I guess a pullback's not too crazy by them. Definitely not the best thing to see, especially since we didn't really get above that recent high there, that recent peak. Let's draw this little trend line here. Pretty straight down, though. Gotta say. Gonna be watching 21 support on Intel. For the longer run, of course, you know, if you're getting shares down here, you gotta really watch that all-time low, or that recent low. I almost said all-time low. That would be not the case. Oklo to the moon. Let's see. Consolidating a little bit. Let's see if it can get that secondary leg up. NVTS. Trying desperately to hold here, but not really getting it done. Need to get some better action than this. They should get a micro reactor on the moon. Yeah, they should do something with it. And then watch them blow up the moon, brain. The moon will become a toxic wasteland. I guess it already is, but if you think about it. Who needs the moon anyways, brain says. Oh. Don't say that, brain. Selassie said, I may have jumped the call on DRS yesterday. Leonardo DRS? You're looking at DRS calls? Like it pulled back a little bit harder today. The trend here isn't necessarily over with DRS. Sloshy, if you're looking at it, it's still following a pretty good uptrend, even though it is pulling back right now. It hasn't really shown like a huge sign of crashing yet. I definitely feel like it's getting overextended, though. Definitely one of the more harsher pullbacks on the way up. Good morning, Robert. Go back to Oklo. Looking at Oklo on the daily, it's coming up to test resistance again here. It'd be nice to see a breakout the next couple days. Looks like they are rejecting a little bit today. Still pulling back. As of now, still pulling back. We'll be watching for a possible dip buy situation. We'll see how it shapes up. Let's go back to the SPY. Pretty lackluster, right around break even now on the day. Not the best thing to witness. It had a good close yesterday. So, kind of sucks to see it getting under that peak there. Holding under 603.50 is not the best sign as of right now for the SPY. If it can get back above 603.50, that would be beautiful. But it's trying to hold under there. Kind of weird. Definitely a little shift in the price action today. Especially from pre-market, that's for sure. Hey, Craig! Nice post in the Profits channel. Can you show Elf book map, please? Sure, Cody. Let's see. ELF. Up towards 121, not terrible. Go check Bank of America. Trying to hold $45 support. Good pop to the upside. Let's go see JP Morgan. Holding 266. Actually fell down quite a bit today. Let's go take a look at bond yields. Looks like the 30-year dropped quite a bit this morning. Looking at like the 1-minute chart, started falling off quite a bit right whenever the inflation data was released. That was pretty good to see, I guess. Bond yields falling down. I'm happy to see it anyways. We see the 30-year and the 20-year start to peak out here. We might see a drop in interest rates, which would be nice. I would definitely welcome that myself. As long as inflation doesn't go nuts. And it seems like it's not, so let's go see FedWatch tool. I know they're pricing in September right now for some rate cuts. Go see the probabilities. Yep, looks like the rate cut's being priced in for September. As of right now, with a 57% chance. There's going to be a meeting next week. 99% chance of a pause at that meeting. So there is an FOMC meeting next Wednesday, 1 week from today. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, pulling back quite hard this morning. Quite hard. Like we were looking at identifying key resistances, it's holding under 603.50 here, which is not a good sign in my eyes. That was a pretty big level here on the charts from pre-market today. $600 down here at the bottom, of course, is going to be very crucial to keep holding. I do like the possibility of it holding somewhere around this pre-market low or even good intraday support somewhere around here. One of these two levels could be where I expect a bounce. It's a pretty good support range. I would say it would be pretty rare that the SPY would start to break down back under here, considering the current setup of the morning. It's always possible, though. Trump made a lot of posts this morning. Don't know if you guys saw those at all. Gonna pull it up here. The good old Truth Social. Trump gave some China updates for sure. He said let me make sure that there's nothing bad here on these stupid replies. Sometimes these people at the bottom have bad names. And all right. Our deal with China is done, subject to final approval of President Xi. Well, it's President Xi and me. Sounds kind of funny. Full magnets and any necessary rare earths will be supplied up front by China. Likewise, we will provide to China what was agreed to, including Chinese students using our colleges and universities, which has always been good with me. We are getting a total of 55% tariffs. China is getting 10%. Relationship is excellent. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Goes on to say, adding to the China readout, President Xi and I are going to work closely to open up China to American trade. This would be a great win for both countries. So sounds good there. Sounded pretty good. Now, of course, we'll have to see how these talks really end up playing out. Hey, good to see the SPY bouncing off our first support level here. A good hold there so far. What time did he post that? An hour ago, okay. It must have been late when they got done in London last night. Hell yeah, Sloshy, destroy that like. Wade said it was their news. Anything's dumping. Everything's dumping. No, I personally do not see any news that would support like a major sell-off. We just have to realize that the market is a little bit crazy, you know, and sometimes there's major pullbacks like that, and definitely a bit surprising to see there at open. I was definitely watching this area for a hold, but once it broke under that support, it was a pretty negative thing to see, and it broke under it pretty quickly on the first two candles. So kind of ruined the setup, but overall, there's still an opportunity for a possible dip buy situation like we're seeing off of this bottom support already. Off the first support, you know, pretty good opportunity there. 602.50 back up to 603.50. Gonna have to see some of these lower ends hold here. Now, we're already testing big resistance from pre-market. This is going to be a tough area to re-break, but this will be a crucial area for the bulls to get back above. Looks like it's recovering pretty well. I like personally how straight up this looks. So check the Mag 7. Of course, we can pull up SPY. It's on the top left chart if you didn't know. Microsoft's looking great on the top right. Pretty good comeback. Pretty straight up from open. You can see a lot of the Mag 7 has been shaky. Kind of like the SPY. Yeah, there we go. SPY's looking good. 603.50. Pretty good push through there. Starting to see Amazon come back. Google coming back well off their dip. Apple's down here lagging, but come on, Apple. Let's get pushing like Amazon or like Google here. AK said, I think it's the China news with the tariffs. We need details of it. Yeah, I mean, we're pushing up pretty good now again. Definitely need something more exciting to get above those highs from yesterday, that's for sure. I'm with you. Some good details there would be fantastic. The deal's still subject to approval by him and Xi, so I guess we'll have to see how that goes. It says that the agreement allows the U.S. to charge a 55% tariff on imported Chinese goods. This includes a 10% baseline reciprocal tariff, a 20% tariff for fentanyl tracking, and a 25% tariff reflecting pre-existing tariffs. China would charge a 10% tariff on U.S. imports. Sounds like a pretty, you know, there's quite a few details. Obviously, you know, the more the merrier. But yeah. A little bit of info. Thoughts on GME after earnings? GameStop? Man, SPY's holding that support still. GME after earnings. They fell off 4.3%. I don't love it. Oh, no. I don't love the way it looks on the daily either. I think it looks pretty brutal. Like it could sell off a bit more. I don't like the way it looks on the 5-minute. Almost looks like a dead cat bounce kind of happening here. Where it's like consolidating, but I think it could turn over harder. Later in the day. Very weird setup, and you know, overall it was a negative move. I'm definitely going to lean down on this one. AK said, I'll never trust Nvidia again. Nvidia ran up quite well in pre-market. They did pull back pretty hard here at open, though. Another stock that looks good is FFAI. I don't think I've ever heard of this one. Oh, Faraday Future. Actually, maybe I have. Maybe I have. A long time ago, though. Wow, they've reverse split a few times. 6%. Wow, they are back above $1 a share. They're sitting at 158 right now. Interesting setup. It's definitely on fire. As we can see zooming out, it gets a bit crazy with Faraday, but they have been pretty consistent on this comeback. A little bit too risky for me personally, if I had to say so. Nice, I will say though, nice moves over the past few trading days, that's for sure. Tesla moving back down to 328 support. I think this could be a good area for it to hold. Literally like the high of yesterday. Nice support for Tessie. Go back to the Mag 7 really fast. SPY's trying to hold 603.50. See an Apple trying to base down there at the bottom, but it's kind of stuck in the mud. Microsoft continues to power higher. Kind of getting red though. Google turning over. Meta turning over. Amazon consolidating, turning over a little bit. This has to weigh on the SPY. See if it sustains or not. Of course, there's a lot in the SPY, so. If Microsoft can hold here and start moving, that would be a nice, nice sign. Meta looks kind of brutal. Having some trouble there. Yeah, Meta this morning is looking a little rough. It doesn't look like awful, like it's gonna just crash and burn, but it definitely is tough to trade, consolidating, not the biggest moves. Bank of America really roared back to life, luckily. The banks have been helping. SPY is holding 603.50 pretty well. All right. That's good to see. Just like earlier, it was good to see whenever it rejected down to the downside. It's also now good to see it holding as it's trying to recover up. Very similar. Very, very similar here. We can tell by the wicks and the way in which it's bouncing off of this that it's definitely a crucial area. I'm sure that a lot of people are trying to buy within this range and, you know, throw like a little stop under here and target somewhere up on SPY. Obviously, targeting less will help your win rate, but we would see how large of a move starts to happen. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are looking for here at this key support. Besson said rebalancing with China possible if it upholds deal. Besson says inflation shows substantial improvement due to Trump. Man, he's saying all types of stuff. China will uphold its end of the initial Geneva trade agreement. A big, beautiful rebalancing of the U.S. and Chinese economies is possible. Okay. Trump said the Fed needs to lower 1 full point. Oh. Lower 1 full point. That would be pretty wild. QQQ's trying to hold. Look at QQQ here. Little inverse head and shoulders action. We got a little neckline on the arrows here. Kind of funny looking. Of course, these setups don't always play out perfectly. For this one to play out well, it would need to get back to like 535, 60, something like that. You could definitely eye it up. We'll see if it holds. Trying to hold its support like the SPY is. Oklo is blasting through resistance. My gosh, shoo. DJ said Oklo as well. Wow. 61.50 right now. OKLO. Blasting off. How's NVTS? Pulled back hard. ASTS. Flat. But Oklo getting it done. 15%. Looking at the watch list. All the way up around the high of day. QUBT has done very well too. I would say Oklo, though, looks a little bit more fun in its action. Pretty straight up. SMR, same exact thing. $40, though, just touched on SMR. Big whole dollar level. See if it can sustain a move past that. It looks like it's slowing down slightly, but let's see. Wow, that is pretty good, though. SMR and Oklo. Man, Oklo. I gotta say, the surge bot on the Oklo today hit it when it was pretty high, and Oklo really kept going. That was badass. Oklo getting through, still making a new high of the day. SMR. Are we through 40? Yeah, it is. It got through 40 by a little bit. Nice candle. Little red one after that, but still gotta give it to it. ACB. I know the cannabis stocks were doing pretty well today. The hell, why is CGC up 10%? Looks like 10% is not really a lot for this one anymore. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much here. GOP congressional panel demands investigation on Biden's marijuana rescheduling process. Aw, man. Citing deviations and mental health hazards. Oh, no. Uh-oh. That's not good. Seller holds CRWV for now. CoreWeave, CRWV. Sell or hold? Let's see. I don't think it's a bad time to sell. It's pretty high. It looks like it's pretty stuck. I don't think it's going to blast off much more than this, personally. It always has the chance to. I think it's okay to sell, especially if you bought it low and you've been holding for a little bit. Rain said new all-time high on Oklo. I think it is. Let's see. Yep, new all-time high. $62.40. It's beautiful, isn't it? Keeps going. Broke through 60 like it was butter. Every time we look at it, it's up another 3%. Same with SMR. 18% now, well through $40. LVWR. Hey, Brain, LVWR, 15%. Following the growth stock dream today. Livewire, wow. $15%, almost at $10. You have been hitting this one a lot the past few days, Brain. I gotta give you credit on LVWR. Yeah, the penny stock dream, yep. That's such a good move. Yeah, it has. I just had it on the daily. Go check on SPY again. Trying to hold 603.50. It's kind of funny. Look at how the wicks extend down. It's such a crucial level here. It like doesn't want to sell off. It's funny. The buyers are trying to keep it holding here. But it's pretty choppy at the moment. It's like a broken clock being twice right a day. Being right twice a day. Interesting. What's up, Take Profit? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's a good thing unless you were playing Oklo or SMR, Demir. Those are the two that were really on fire today. Yeah, I like this one too, Brain. Sounds like an old 80s synthwave or something. On the beat. And, you know, and skating down the hill, right? Here lies my trading career, it'll be missed. It's like Squidward with his hopes and dreams. Tessie right back up though, held 328 very well. That was a great level to hold this morning. Still holding it, pushing up. Like to see it, helping the SPY a little bit. SPY's looking pretty good. Seeing good reversal with Tesla. The rest of the Mag 7 isn't the best besides Microsoft. Tessie looks awesome. SPY, though, is starting to hold its support pretty well coming up.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do.
Nice. Nice on the SPY. We'll see how choppy it gets on the way up, but looks awesome. Did the inflation news move anything? Yeah, it did, Clow. Although the SPY gave it back. which kind of sucked at open. But we can see in pre-market, the SPY popped off pretty well from the inflation news. It was great to see. There was some China news this morning. Trump posted about China, gave some updates as well, talking about 55% tariffs on China, 10% tariffs on us. Looks pretty solid. You know, SPY's running back. Drum and bass is the genre. Gotcha. Okay. All these premiums on these nuclear stocks are making me not want to ride the uptrend. Demir says, I know, I feel you. They have some high premiums, don't get me wrong. Like the implied volatility on the weekly options chain is 154%. And the spreads on something like SMR this week are nuts. Oklo should have some better. Oklo even has very wide spreads as well, making it a little tough to play in that scenario. I can't believe that, like, Oklo, for example, these options are up like 2,000, 3,000%, 4,000% on some. Pretty nuts. Now, obviously, those are like ones that are 70 cents or something silly. I like the ones more around the at the money now, which are up like 1,200%. And if you're thinking like, well, Tom, what if you bought and you held Oklo options from yesterday? You know, Oklo closed at 53. What if you just bought like the 55 strike? You know, how good would that be? You'd be up 495%, so pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously, you would have had to hold this whole time, which, I'm going to be honest, I would bet that the amount of people that would hold this whole time would be pretty low. So, probably wouldn't even catch that. It probably would be more like 300, 200% probably. If you're scaling out, of course, some of them might catch that, but then your overall would not be that. Yeah, Brain goes, you'd be rich. That's funny. You do a vid on y'all's news outlets and how you look at them, Klaus said. Yeah, here, I'll just send you a link in the chat, Clow. Just go to this link. This is really all you need for the news. I'm telling you. That's it. Just go to that link and just watch that all day. I got a special place where that's open all the time. If it says that you need to pay, just click the refresh button and it'll fix itself. It's pretty awesome, though. Bank of America, 45.25, trying to hold its ground a little bit. How about Boeing, BA? Not terrible. You're looking at QQQ. Nice. The QQQ was looking great earlier. We were looking at a possible head and shoulders pattern a few minutes ago. It's actually setting up and, well, it played out perfectly. It played out pretty perfectly on the head and shoulders, as we can see. Peep DRS again real quick. I was down 50%. Now up 11%. You were down 50%. And you were still holding it? Whoa. But it came all the way back. Interesting. Pretty wild here. Wow. That was a pretty good comeback for you on DRS. Zooming out on DRS, one good thing that it did do is it filled the gap. There's a little gap down here that filled, and it bounced pretty perfectly there today. Never really heard of this one. Looking at the daily, kind of a very consistent stock, though. Leonardo DRS. It makes me think of Formula One, if I'm being honest. Robert said FFAI popped. Faraday future. Wow. Hell yeah. 13%. Even better than the past couple days almost. That's pretty awesome. I feel you, Robert. It's just a penny stock, though. It's... Man. The chart's not bad. Good call. $1.70 now. How's Ford and General Motors today? Doing a little check-in on them. Ford on the daily chart. Coming back toward its recent peak. It's actually holding its ground fairly well down here, if I had to say so. General Motors looks like it's roaring back on the daily. I love the way it held its ground. Honestly, General Motors looks like it wants to make a nice pop out of this range again. That'd be beautiful. Come up to test some resistance around like 54 to 55. General Motors, Ford. Let's check Stellantis, STLA. Ooh. They are... I forgot that their chart was this bad. Sheesh, look at STLA the past year. Couple years, man. Brutality is what we have to call that. Brutality there. Tesla, though. Go check the 1 minute. You know, a lot of people are watching Tesla here as it tries to pop off. It's trying to hold its base down here at the bottom. It looks just like the NASDAQ almost. Little intraday head and shoulders action. NASDAQ, though, looks great. Got to give it some credit here, intraday. Great move back. NVIDIA, fueling it. Great move. Off the flow of the day. SPY's recovering. 604.50 about to touch. That support was crucial that I'm circling. That was a great hold there. Great hold. We identified that from earlier right there. Very big level. Remember what? How'd we set that up earlier? We did something like enter in the middle of the range, targeting up. That wick right there was a little bit weird. If you had a super duper tight stop set there, and it was actually out there on the market, it could have filled there. But if you were manually stopping out, I don't think that wick should have got you out at all. I'm in Economic Web and see the inflation post, but I don't know what I'm looking at, Powell said. The inflation post. Yeah, inflation ended up coming in pretty good today. I know we talked about it a little bit, but for those of you that have not seen the updates this morning, inflation came in lower than expected. We can see the inflation rate year over year right here. It ended up coming in at 2.4%. Versus a 2.5% expectation. It did pop up from the previous reading by 0.1% from 2.3% to 2.4%. But overall, it was less than people thought, and that's a really good thing to see. So overall, fantastic in my opinion. That's why the SPY popped off so much in pre-market as it did. Great job by the SPY to hold and move up again here today as well, holding key support from this morning, keeping the run going now. But yeah, looks good. Inflation data looking good. The core rate didn't even go up. It came in at the exact level as last time, and core excludes food and energy. So food and energy could have accounted for this extra 0.1% on the year-over-year rate there. The non-core. Overall, though, really good to see. Really good. The month-over-month inflation rate came in at 0.1%, even less than the previous reading. So actually really good. Now, I do got to say, from a economic standpoint, I do expect that inflation could keep rising in the short term. But here's what I'll say, is I don't expect it to go crazy, okay? If we look at the inflation rate, and, you know, stick with me here, guys, because this will actually help you whenever you think about inflation. If we're looking at the inflation rate over the past 5 years, we can see that following COVID, the inflation rate shot up to crazy levels, like 8, 9%. The thing that a lot of people don't understand is that everybody right now is like, well, what the fuck? Prices are still high. I still have to pay all this money at the grocery store. What the hell? Inflation's still high in my book. And in reality, the people that say that, they just don't know what inflation really is. You know, inflation being at 2% is way better than being at 9%, but it doesn't mean that prices are going down. That would be a deflation. That would be deflation. Now, deflation is very rare, but I believe it has happened. Let me check here. See if it could show. Yeah, here you can see some deflation. 2009, a little bit 2015 maybe, just a little bit. But I got off topic a little bit there. They just don't understand that all that it means is that prices are just going up at a lesser pace right now. That's really all it is. They're just going up at a lesser pace than they previously were. Now, with inflation in the ultra short term, we go to like a 1-year chart. We can see that the inflation rate is ultimately really low right now. Even though it popped up that 0.1%, it's ultimately really low compared to what it's been. Honestly, if it just sticks within this 2.3 or just 2% to 3% range, or like 2% to 3.3% range, I think that would be totally fine and totally normal for what we've been seeing. We can see that that's actually what happened while we've been enjoying these great uptrends throughout like 2024 and these periods of time. So I'm definitely somebody that, you know, is looking at inflation right now, and I could see it going up a little bit, like from 2.4, 2.5, 2.7, 3, somewhere like in this range. And that would be totally normal. I don't really see it, you know, getting to 2% or under 2% or anything like that. But the people who think that we're going to be at like, you know, 6%, 7%, I think that's a little crazy in my eyes. Buy eggs, Brain said. Yep, buy eggs. What news do we have on Joby? Does Joby have some news today? 7%. Maybe a normal day for them. I'll check the news. We'll check, of course, but Jim Cramer says Joby Aviation is good. Oh, fuck. No, guys. That is not good. No. That's terrible. Sorry, I clicked that link and it took me off. I guess Kramer helped this time. Ooh. Get a little screenshot action of this one. Check on Tesla here as it pops off a little bit, 2.22%. Kramer never works out. They said time to jump ship. Yep. It could be. It could be. He said he's going with it literally right now at highs. That's hilarious. Wow, Joby. Look at SMR popping it off. My gosh, $41. Besant, the agreement with China and London will help stabilize U.S.-China relationship. That's good to hear. Good to hear. How's the SPY? Looking pretty good as they're saying more positives here. That was a new statement. Walmart's U.S. CEO to meet with House Republicans Wednesday. Walmart's CEO is going to be meeting with House Republicans on Wednesday. Probably going to tell them to help them with tariffs or something. I wonder what they'll say. Very curious myself. $100 rejection recently on Walmart. Been kind of rough looking for them on the daily. You know, Walmart was one of the more consistent stocks the past few years. They do go through periods of slowdown, of course, like anybody else does, but just interesting to see. Costco's in the same boat, though. So I guess I can't blame Walmart. They're both in the same boat. Target just straight sucks. Okay, Target, I don't know what to say about you. Straight dog shit. I don't know, to put it politely. But I will say in the short term, it's actually been faring a bit better than the others. You know, popping back off a little bit more. Maybe they'll inverse Walmart. That'd be kind of funny. It would be funny if Pepsi and Coke were like that. Look at, maybe it is. Pep is pretty rough the past couple years. I gotta give it to him. Pepsi's fallen off a lot more than I even realized. I guess I haven't been paying a lot of attention to Pepsi because I've been paying more attention to, well, better stocks. But Pepsi, yeah, falling off quite a bit. Back down to levels from 2020, 2021. My God, Pepsi. The hell's been going on with you? I like Mountain Dew. You better not go out of business on me. Klaus said, how do you guys choose what penny stocks to look at? They probably have some screeners. Use the HMB method. Uh-oh. Palantir trying to pop off, Demir said. Let's go see Palantir. 2.92%, looking really good. New all-time highs today by Palantir, by the way. They are popping it off, Demir. Very nice PA. Breaking out above 136, 136.50. Solid breakout there. Thanks for the inflation versus deflation explanation. Went back to listen more closely. Now I'm back. Hey, what's up, Chill? Awesome. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them out there. Palantir, it does seem like it's trying to turn over slightly. Not that the uptrend's done, but, you know, a little bit of turnover there. Nothing too crazy. All right, let's go check on Tesla, the Mag 7 really quick. You guys know what time it is. It's our ritual time today. Those of you that have been watching know what time it is, I'm sure. Surprised nobody said it yet. Oh yeah, protein time, that's right. Fiber. That's right, protein, let's go. Go get it in. If you haven't had your protein yet today, or it doesn't have to be protein, maybe your wellness drink, maybe like some vitamins, maybe some greens, I don't know. Go get it in. Let's go. I'm gonna have some protein though. Be right back. I'm gonna throw up the Mag 7 setup. Watch Palantir though. It turned over very slightly. Like we said, the uptrend was not necessarily over yet. Still running right back. 3.27%. Go get your protein. Be right back. All right, there we go. Got it in. Craig's going to take a ginger shot. Is that your like replacement for, is that like what you're going to do instead of the protein? That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. All right, Microsoft 475 resistance overhead. Major level here today. It's actually been kind of stuck there. Palantir's still moving. My word. SMR, new high of the day again, 19%. SMR and Oklo keeping the dream alive today. The momentum riders love this one. 24%. Man, I don't know how much more it could go. I would definitely be worried about a turnover at this point. Or just a slowdown. Yeah, watch for a slowdown. I know, looking at the news here really quick. Bank of America's CEO says businesses just want the tariff situation figured out. Corporations are being careful outside of AI investment. Besson said China should not be allowed to export its way back to prosperity. Uh-oh. Should not be allowed to export its way back to prosperity regarding China. Interesting. SPY right up to 605 resistance. Definitely the next resistance that I'm watching for sure. The high of pre-market at 606.35 will be on watch as well. Mainly though, past 605, I'm looking for like 609.50 to 610. 605 might prove to be a little tough though. We can see the SPY definitely slowing up a little bit here. Doesn't mean it's going to totally turn over, but I'm definitely worried of that as resistance draws in. Microsoft continues to impress. 475 today. Look at that intraday run out of Microsoft. Look at the daily chart, how they popped off so well. They bucked off that Google OpenAI news yesterday, that's for sure. New all-time highs for Microsoft. Thanks for everything you do, Tom. Just made $1,200 off just Oklo alone today. Let's go, Michael. I'm glad to hear that. Dubs in the chat. For you, that's for sure. $1,200 on Oklo today. Let's go. Following along. Like it.
All right, all right, all right.
Beautiful there.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star.
Speaking of Oklo, where do you guys think it's going to slow down? My gosh. At this point, it's just all up in the air. Let's go look at it on the bookie. Pull up Oklo real quick. Sellers keep coming in all over the place. That's funny. Right now, a little bit at 66.30. 67 has a stack. 70 has a decent stack. Oh, this cloud, the book map? Is that what you're referencing? That's funny. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's the book map. If you want to know, like, really what it is, it essentially is just showing where buyers and sellers are stacked up in the market. Here, I'll send you a little video. This video that I'm sending you is about 60 seconds long. Check it. Michael doesn't even feel bad about closing early? Hell no. Yeah, no reason to at all. Even if you bought like right here today and then you closed like right here. Even that, I mean, no reason to be upset, you know? You're never going to catch the whole move all the time, and you just need to catch a couple moves. That's it. A couple good, decent moves, and you think it keeps going because sellers at each level hitting SLs? I don't think it's that crazy relatable. No. Besson said we are suffering from budget blowout under Biden. Says I see a 6.5 to 6.7% budget gap for fiscal 25. Not sure if that's a good or bad sign. SPY is pulling back a little bit from that resistance. SPY very choppy, is that resistance? QQQ's actually attempting to come back, make a push back through. That would be nice. Let's look at Mag 7. Pretty good action all around. Apple looks brutal still today, but the rest, Microsoft's decent. Look at how Google's been chopping around down here. It's like a heartbeat monitor there. Same with Meta. Amazon stuck a bit. Honestly, Mag 7 hasn't really been doing too much. As I look at it, it's been very stuck the past like 30 minutes. The SPY has been fairly stuck, but did rise the past 30 minutes pretty well. Overall. A lot across the board. Are some of the healthcare stocks today? Whoa, UNH. 2.24%. Look at UNH here. Don't feel like you have to force it, Craig. Don't feel like you have to force it, but there could be some opportunities and some swings. Some swing opportunities. Intel's dipping back down pretty hard. As it dips over the next couple days, I'll be looking for some swings to buy. That could be interesting. More shares, though, of course. Not options. How long have I been trading? Clow asked. I've been trading for 9 years now. 9 years. In 2026, it'll mark a 10-year anniversary. I'll have to get myself a cake. I'm in UNH longs 320 September, Christian says. UNH longs. Nice. That's awesome. 2.5% today. Holding $300 here in the short term. I think that the setup with UNH is pretty wild. Let me get rid of my drawings really quick. It looks annoying. Let me copy this, though. What the hell? I copied it, and it just puts text on there. Oh, man. That's funny. Oh, there we go. Weird. Yeah, I had to take the drawings off because it's such a weird setup in the way that it dropped that it makes the daily chart look funky. You almost have to like zoom it in like this for it to start to look a bit more normal. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking to buy up this dip on UNH. And it had two massive runs. I mean, even if like you're not looking for a full recovery, just like a short-term move, like towards like 400 or like 380 even. I mean, yeah, it's awesome. He says, I'm probably going to do 1 year out 360s or 400s. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's literally the range. I think that's a perfect range. It's a little risky as in, you know, it's pretty rare something drops that quick, but I could see a little comeback coming in.
Everything changes.
Besson said capital investments will increase once tax and spending bill is enacted. He said pound 2 still ripping. I think it might even hit 140. It might get it done today, Demir. It's really not that far off. If it gets to like 139, if it gets above like 139.50, we'll just call it a 140 touch because it's like almost close enough. All-time highs. Oh yeah, Dave. Yes, sir. Posted them this morning and continues to go. Oh, it's Kalo. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry. You need to put a dash between there or something. Trying to make at least 10,000 so you can quit your job in the next 3 weeks. Whoa. How long have you been trading for, Kalo? Volunteer all-time highs. How's Tessie? Coming back a little bit. A little higher lows there. Nice. SPY's up to 605. Trump on Musk apology. He thought it was very nice that he did that. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to get 10K ASAP to live off it, Sloshy says. That's funny. Kalo says maybe a year, just got back in. I know it sounds crazy, but dreaming big. Gotcha, yeah. Just, you know, be careful quitting your job with 10,000. You know, you might need more than that to really quit your job. Don't forget, you might go through a period where you go through a good swing and you hit 10,000, and then you might give 5,000 back. And then you might need the job again. So, I don't know your situation, but I'm just throwing it out there. I would probably wait a little while. Some of UNH buying might be for the dividend, James said. Could be. Dividend EX date coming up Monday, June 16th. Could be. Especially while it's low, too. You know, trying to catch it low for the dividend even. That's funny. Let's go check Tesla's stock while Trump talks good about him. Come on, Tesla, let's fucking go. Let's turn on the jets. Where's the Tesla dip buyers at? I'm sure that there's going to be some Tesla dip buyers looking at it off of this tweet. Or off of this, whatever Trump's saying. Where is Trump talking about this right now? Try to figure it out. I just keep saying that he thought it was nice. I don't know, like, where he said that. If, like, what type of event he was at, or what exactly there. That was from earlier? Gotcha. Everybody just posted it like it was brand new. He must have just said something else. I don't know. I know what you mean, Craig. Just keep it nice and tight, you know. Take your time. It'll come over time if you're doing well. Don't forget the power of the long-term trades, okay? Don't forget the power. DRWV is tanking. You think Avgo can push up to previous highs? AVGO. Avgo, $250 breakout. That's pretty awesome. 251.50 coming into play. That's all we want to see. beautiful there. Tesla's not moving with Elon.
Lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion.
Did Kramer mention Oklo or something? He did mention Oklo earlier, right? Or no, what was the one he mentioned? Now I forgot. Joby. That's what it was. Joby. That's funny. If Oklo starts pulling back, I'm definitely going to be skeptical that he said something. Spy right to 605 resistance. A pretty big level here. I even said unusual whales did Oklo. They did? I'm gonna have to go check that.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat this bittersweet heat.
Oh, unless it's their paid crap.
Suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire.
The U.S. economy has contracted over the past 6 weeks and as hiring has slowed and consumers and businesses worried about tariff-related price increases, the Fed has reported. I'm not seeing anything from them about Oklo. Can't see everything though. Oh, a zero hedge. Oh, okay. They did say Oklo plus 27%. I do see that one by zero hedge.
With crimson secrets and
10x from the Kramer bottom.
can't stay still, don't stop that
Haha.
thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat.
That is funny.
This bittersweet heat is suffocating.
Here's what it is.
I'm waiting and always
Oklo 10x from the Kramer bottom. Pretty funny.
desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
That is funny looking back on it. And puts on Jovi. It's funny. Pelosi's baby, Tempest. Tempest looks awesome. I think Tempest looks great. Looks like it's going to be going for a possible breakout of this recent high. I could totally see this coming into play here. For sure. Thoughts on ASST? Asset entities. Wow. I normally don't look at this one. Asset entities. At first, I thought you were spelling ASTS wrong. Kind of what I thought. ASST. Great action. It's starting to pull back intraday. I think it's about done running intraday here, but it may have just halted. I think it just halted. No, it didn't. It didn't. My data must be weird here. It didn't make the candle come out when it was supposed to. SPY still sticking around resistance here at 605. Still sticking around resistance. Lutnick just said a metric shit ton of statements here. Love it when Americans try to use metric. I don't know metric from the back of my hands. ASST. It's always shit tons. A ton. So a ton is 1,000 kilos. Okay. One ton in pounds is 2,200 pounds. Okay. I thought it was like 2,000 pounds for some reason. I guess as a kid, I just thought whatever was closest.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search for
Oklo really kept it up. It is slowing down, though. I do think it's going to start slowing up here. Getting a little overextended now.
stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
Palantir's finally pulling back. You only wanted to watch Palantir rise. I see how it is. Have a great one, Demure. It's Wednesday. Means it's date night. Let's go, date night. Hell yeah.
We're dreaming in the dark. We're nothing more than dust.
Have a good one, Xavier said later. SPY and QQQ reversing. NVTS recover. Let's see NVTS. Navitas. Oh, I really don't love the setup for a recovery right now.
That's the part you only show 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow, mysterious.
I don't love it this morning on NVTS for a recovery. I just don't like the way it's pointing down now. I'm actually almost looking for a bit of a breakdown. There's a pretty clear trend line here, though, on NVTS. You're going to laugh at this one. It is very consistent. I mean, it's pretty much followed this trend pretty exactly. And I can tell it's starting to break under there right now with the way that it's running down. So I don't love it. There is $8 support. If you want to try to snipe it at 8, I think you could try to snipe it, but I'm not in love with it. Too bad, though, because it had that great opening run. Oklo. Oklo looks like it took some hymns today, is what it looks like. Lutnick, yeah, he's on CNBC. Let me see if I can pull Lutnick up here. Nope. Jamie Dimon said the economy could soon deteriorate.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight.
Diamond said, I think there's a chance real numbers will deteriorate soon. He actually said it at a conference on Tuesday, but it looks like they just got the transcript from that. Wow. QQQ pulling back. Big dip on the 1 minute charts here. SPY pulling back hard off 605. Could not get through resistance. Oh yeah, 605 holds up. Now it's Big Room House, if anyone was wondering. What happened to SPY, Ivan said. I'm looking at Lutnick. They said, you can say China tariff levels won't change from here. We are not going to give China our best chips. Maybe that's something to watch with SPY. Little bit there as well. And we're not going to give China our best chips. Besant highlights that the 10-year U.S. Treasury yields are down this year. Interesting. China always wants to remove export controls. Yeah. Yeah. We'll check the QQQ again here really fast. A little lower high action on the day. Not the best sign to see intraday for anybody watching for big breakouts starting to occur. STZ Gilly Gallo. Zachary said, Lutnick said China fentanyl halts not on the table. STZ 2.8% to the downside. Let me see if there's any news. Yesterday, Deutsche Bank was lowering its price target on them, so that's not the best thing to see. Constellation. Looking at the daily, they've just been in a brutal sell-off here. If I'm being honest, yeah, this has not been a good thing for STZ. It's been very rough. It almost looks like Intel. You know how like Intel's been stuck down in its range for a long time? Intel's been holding it, supports a little bit better. It's a little bit more played out here, whereas STZ kind of just dropped. But nonetheless, this big support coming up around 160, it will be crucial for STZ. It's worrying me that it'll break, but I'm sure there's going to be some people sniping it off support there. Going to be an interesting one to see if it continues or not. Lucknick said we're now focusing on other deals. Just said we're now focusing on other deals. Wow. We're in good shape with a lot of countries, but good shape is not enough for the U.S. This guy's going off right now. Obviously, everything that these guys say is in focus. That's the type of setups that tempt you? No, Sloshy. That's funny. Tesla trying to form a little higher low on the day. Came down to test support and bouncing back really well. Held 330 actually. Little 330 holding action there. Like it. Good stuff. SPY coming back alive off 603.50. Again, that's a major level from today. We identified that one a ton as support earlier as it was breaking out up towards 605. And once again, it bounces right off of there to 605 again. There's opportunities playing those hits if you're a scalper in that sense. Buy the dip, V-shape recovery, fear-mongering. Fear mongering. What? Where's Oklo going? Probably back down. It's a little bit high on the day. We'll probably see some slowdown. If it does continue, I would be pretty surprised. Maybe $70 at max by me today is what I see, but here we go. Here's a good piece of news. Here's some news by Lutnick that sounds good. Here we go. Lutnick said, now we're focusing on other deals. Deal after deal will start coming next week. Court rulings on tariffs ultimately won't matter. That sounds true. Fire there. I got my daughter in here to say hi to you guys for the end of the stream. Tell him hi. Tell him that Oklo's your favorite today. Say Oklo. Say Oklo's my favorite today. Can you say spy? Say bye the spy. He just wants me to turn the TV on. Nope. No Bluey for now. There she goes. All right. How much do you think I need to make before day trading for a living? Kalo said. That's a good question. Probably different for most people. I'd probably say like 200 grand. Something like that. I'd probably say 200,000 if I was being honest. Something like that. Have a good day, Tom. Sounds good, Sloshy. Yeah, have a great one, guys. We're going to call the stream there. Got to get on bookmap duty. $10K? How dare you, Sloshy? In my trading account or personal account? Honestly, on that, you would probably have it all in your trading account. Keep your personal account fairly low. Just have everything in like your trading account. You know, if you ever need money, you can just like sell a couple shares of SPY or something or VOO and go get whatever you need. Or transfer the money, of course, or etc. You know, I'd probably say like 10,000 personal, 100,000 in the trading account minimum. And honestly, more than that in reality. I'm surprised you guys are saying such low numbers. Do you guys pay mortgages and stuff, or? And you also got to realize if you have a bad month, I mean, you're not going to be eating or something. You know, if you only have like 5 or 10 grand and you have one bad month, I don't know. Just, you know, just think about that. But all right, let's go, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys have a great one. I really do. Keep your eyes on the headlines. Watch out for more good opportunities today. I think that the Oklo is probably done. You know, for the most part. Even if it does continue a little bit, is it really worth chasing at this point? I personally don't think so. Palantir's trying to run back. Maybe there's some substance there. Tessie's been looking pretty good off 330 support, so I think that one was one that could be definitely in play today as we head into the afternoon. Good old Tessie. But let's go. Let's have a great rest of the day. Thanks for joining up as always. I hope you guys have a great one. Walk away in the green today. Get those profits. Don't forget it's date night. Live Q&A at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight for trading floor members. If you're looking to advance your strategies, definitely join up on the trading floor. Let's go. I just sent a link. Use code BIGMONEY at checkout for $50 off. Or sorry, for $100 off. 1 year of the trading floor. I think with the $100 coupon, it comes out to like $54 a month or something, I think. Pretty good. All right, have an amazing one. Talk to you guys later.